and then I see myself a completely different way that everyone else sees me.
Yeah.
And I've never hated anyone in my entire life. I've never disliked anyone in my entire life other than myself.
In this week's episode of Baylen Out Loud, Baylen is heading to Dallas, Texas for Tic-Con, which is a convention for people with Tourette syndrome. At the event, she met with Dr. Hermetet in hopes that she can give Baylen some options about how to improve her condition.
Because there's so many other areas than my tics or my Tourette's in my life that's way worse than that. Like OCD, ADHD.
Right. So 86% of people living with Tourette syndrome live with other conditions like OCD, anxiety, and ADHD. The best analogy I can give is that living with Tourette's is like living in a car, and there's really 4 people in the car. It's tics, it's OCD, it's anxiety, and it's ADHD, right? And sometimes tics are driving and anxiety's in the passenger seat. And then the next day, it can be like OCD's driving and ADHD's in the passenger seat.
OCD's driving.
OCD's driving.
Always.
Always.
While talking to the doctor, Baylen broke down in tears when talking about how living with the disorder makes her feel.
Yeah,
You're fighting it. You're fighting it every day.
And then I see myself a completely different way that everyone else sees me.
Yeah.
And I've never hated anyone in my entire life. I've never disliked anyone in my entire life other than myself. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like, I love God and I love Jesus, and I know that He made me the way that I'm supposed to be. And I know that He thinks that I'm perfect, but in my eyes, I don't see that. And I want to see that. Like, I just want to stop struggling from myself.
The doctor then listed some things Baylen can do to improve her tics.
Treatment line 1 is what's called CBIT, Comprehensive Behavioral Intervention for Tics. A lot of people with TS are also on medications, right? So those are really considered traditional interventions for tics. And you can also do more invasive processes like DBS, which is deep brain stimulation. So it's a brain surgery, so it is quite invasive. The success rate is about 30 to 50%.
That
scares me. So DBS is kind of like a pacemaker, right? So pretty much there's an instrument here, and then an instrument placed where we know that tics live in the brain, and these 2 instruments talk to each other.
So is it essentially the same sort of mechanism treatment they use for like Parkinson's?
Similar.
Crazy.
It's incredible because really the brain is an electrical instrument, right? So what that kind of pacemaker type tool does is it interrupts the whole tic-tourettic process. Lots of side effects related to that, but often those that are exploring DBS are willing to take a chance on those side effects because their tics have become so profound and so impairing.
It's kind of like all the traditional stuff that we know.
That's the last resort.
Although Baylen doesn't want surgery, her mom is encouraging her to give all of her options an equal chance. And while hanging out with some people she met at the convention, Baylen talked to someone who underwent a successful surgery.
Where were you when you got deep brain stimulation?
16, 17?
So it got really bad. That was the complete last.
DBS is the severe.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I know.
And how much better do you think your life has been since getting it?
A lot better. I'm able to have, like, hang out with my friends more, somewhat go in person to school.
Are you in less pain?
Yeah, like most of my motor tics went away after the surgery. Like I still have the sickly simple. It's mostly just vocal and like whistling.
I mean, I want to say that's great, but I mean, it's struggle.
Are you thinking about it?
It's like I'm here and it's in Utah. So it's like I have other options first. Like I've been to CBIT, but I need to do more for myself and for my comorbidities first.
However, as she was leaving the restaurant, she had a severe tic attack.
Oh my gosh.
Yep. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. She's going to get it. It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. It's going to be okay. I know. Nope, you're not going to touch her. I'm not going to let you. needs ice. She just needs ice.
Ice? Okay.
She needs ice, like really bad.
How can we get ice ASAP to Atrium?
This Tic Attack is definitely the worst one that she's had. She's gonna get really badly hurt if I can't hold myself together.
I'm sorry. No, you're fine, honey. Don't worry about me.
I need ice
You are
anywhere
totally fine.
ASAP to get Atrium.
Like ASAP.
Yeah, all the hands. Yeah.
We'll have to wait until next week to see how Baylen is doing, but the episode did have some other standout moments. Fans got to see the challenges Baylen experienced at the airport on her way to the convention.
Babe, how are you feeling right now? Stressed. We haven't even moved. I have a gun.
Oh my gosh, this is not happening.
I have a gun.
Your whole body, like your heart just sinks into your gut and you're like, oh my God. They're gonna send us to a back room. It's hard as a mom to get through these moments with Baylen, particularly if she wants to be independent, get her own apartment eventually.
I'm sorry, I just flipped you off. I have Tourette's.
Thankfully, she got through TSA and the plane ride just fine, but she then had to rush to the convention for her panel. And as she was getting on stage, Baylen explained why she was so anxious to speak in front of people in public.
There's this thing called echolalia, which is where I repeat tics that other people say. I want to keep pushing past my comfort zone to prove to people that I can be independent. But at this point, I hope I don't crumble underneath my anxiety.
And as the panel got started, her mom acknowledged how significant it is that she's even able to speak publicly.
This is Baylen's first time speaking publicly at a big event, and this is a big moment for her because only a few short years ago, we weren't even sure how to get through a day, and now here she is on a panel trying to help others. But Baylen's tics are really escalating. I think just being in front of a crowd like this with a lot of other people ticking is really getting to her. So it's about to get real, probably.
But she got through it all and was able to share her story.
I hid from the internet. I was hiding from my friends. I never left the house. I was in therapy 4 days a week. Because I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror because I thought that my Tourette's made me ugly. I wanted everyone else in the Tourette's community, ballsack, to not feel alone like I did. My tics aren't the same as yours and your tics aren't the same as mine, but we're one community and we have each other, and you. Oh, sorry.
I think that's a perfect place to end.
After the panel, she even met a young boy named Jack who was moved by her story.
You've been a huge inspiration to our family. Like, I sat there crying while you were talking because Jack's tics are so similar to yours.
We've never met anybody like both of you, so it's very inspiring.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for being a bright light for us. Oh, thank you. Now I'm gonna cry. You're a sweetheart.
I don't have a lot of friends. I don't really feel like I have a place, but to be here, I have never felt more welcome, comfortable, and at peace with not only myself, but just in a safe environment.